Our conditions shifting back to mildly bullish in this bull market. Saw a real solid day yesterday. Markets liked some of those inflation numbers that had been coming out. We're back to majority bullish on futures this morning, which are relatively flat, and 13 and 1 on the 1 hour time frame. Just jump right to S&P 500, 14 and 0 majority bullish here on that daily price trend, and that solid move just shifted all of those trends, those compressing trends towards the upper end of that range, also starting to expand back out again and move to majority bullish on the 1 hour time frame as well. We want to look for additional confirmation of the quality of the rally. We did see a little bit of that here on the breadth indicator. We've got 30 essentially, so there's still a really wide oversold condition, but starting to shift now back to the upside. So some additional confirmation there that you're getting larger participation happening in that rally. We also saw VIX shift back to majority bearish. Again, this one can, particularly if it's compressed like this, it can flip-flop back and forth, but a VIX, which is moving lower, majority bearish on the daily and the 1 hour time frame, is bullish for stocks. So it's a sharp move back down in volatility, also bullish for stocks. We also saw bonds have a bit of a bounce right here, which means a move lower for interest rates. We've been talking about that acceleration of the downside in this bond trend, and the short end of the yield curve, that 1 to 3 year, shifting back to majority bullish on the 1 hour time frame. Intraday here, you can see that move higher yesterday, a little gap back up again. TLT also showing some strength yesterday over on this 1 hour time frame. You can see a little bit of a blip in that downtrend. Finally, you're getting a move back up to a neutral trend with 7 and 7, and a shift back up into that move here back up into that bullish zone on the 1 hour time frame. So it's got a lot of work to do, but it could run back up to that $88 range, driving interest rates lower. Let's take a look at those really quickly here. The 2-year shifting, or the 2-year yield moving back to majority bullish on the daily time frame here. Also the 10-year having some bullishness, some volatility happening, obviously, but dealing with the interest rate, the 10-year interest rate having a bit of a pullback here. So that move back down to the downside, that's what we want to see. That daily chart has got majority bullish, but it's starting to roll back over here just a little bit, and we've seen that now on the 60-minute starting to shift back down. Sorry, I got confused there for a second. I thought we were looking at TLT, but this is what we want to see. We want to see the 10-year yield starting to move back down again. Markets are anticipating that. Bond markets also participating in that move. Dow Jones Industrial Average, solid move back up into majority bullish and back up into that buy zone as well. Big gap, big move higher. So that support, that 618 support level, at least on that time frame, holding up in that range. Let's see if we shift back down into this time frame. More than likely, we'll be sitting right around that 382, 50% range as well. So a good solid rally on Dow. NASDAQ also seeing a nice solid rally. So we're seeing everything shifting back to majority bullish, both on the longer term as well as the intraday 1 hour time frame. Solid move yesterday. Russell 2000, not quite as strong, but certainly moving back off of its lows aggressively. Nice bullish patterns across the board yesterday. USO, majority bullish at 14 and 14. We talked about this trend really expanding now as it's had this nice run up. Could be due for a bit of a pullback now, but continuing that trend higher. Now it's certainly shifted back into an overall uptrend. Any opportunities for pullbacks or buying opportunities into oil at these levels, and gold, GLD, similar type story right here. Gold is really a buy into at the pullbacks, and it just depends on whether or not you are wanting that kind of asset in your portfolio. We always cover it just because sometimes it can be an area, if markets are rolling back down, kind of a flight to quality in gold. Silver also Interesting commodity right here, compressing, majority bullish on the 1 hour. Silver, this daily time frame getting some nice compression. This is where we want to see the trend compressing, moving back to majority bullish as it's consolidating at the bottom end of this range, still within an overall uptrend, and looking for a pullback, some potential upside there on SLV. Let's jump over and look at a couple of stocks to consider today. First one I want to look at SMTC, nice confirmation bar to the upside, solid volume on that trade as well. That price pattern, one of the price patterns ideally that we're looking for is stock that is consolidated, breaking out of this base on increased volume with the confirmation bar. You're seeing that on SMTC, also PEGA, which is also a nice confirmation bar, increased volume there as well, back into the momentum zone as that stock counter trends. These counter trends, these retracements, these pullbacks just become a bit of a pause, a rest period as you get a big move, a little bit of a pause, rest. Gives the market time to get caught up with itself, and then volume can come back into those patterns. Interesting price pattern there as well for PEGA. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.